This video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Old Kiwi Farm. This map can be found over the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game mod hub, and as of the 1.0 release, this map is available for all platforms. Now before we get into the map, this video is brought to you by Optimus. Thank you for being a farm baron. Let's read a bit of the description. Welcome to Old Kiwi Farm. Here you'll find 52 small to medium odd-shaped fields that are worker-friendly. An easy place to start farming on several average fields. The map has quite a bit of detail wherever you look. This map is loosely based on where the map author grew up in Hawke's Bay, and I invite you here to try it out, see for yourself. The map includes PGA, animal dealer, and several sell points. This map is seasons prepared with a seasons mask, and this map is also precision farming ready with a custom soil map. This map includes a couple areas for you to build out your farm, and this map is also multi-fruit. Let's just go ahead and load on in, and we'll talk a little bit more about the map. So we'll say if you load this map up in Farm Manager or start from scratch, you're going to find that there is nothing at the main farm other than some fencing and a few electric gates that you can sell. So you can't sell the fencing, but you can sell the electric gates. You'll see the map loads on lickety-split. Just like that. And here we are. So we start up at the main farmhouse. You can see we are not tired. So we have our sleep trigger right here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the PDA. And if we look at the lands area, you'll see we start up by owning this large farm area, $313,000. Field 44 is $266,000. And field 52 is $298,000. There's a biogas plant that you can buy for $79,000. And field 4 is the largest field on the map at 48, almost 49 acres or 15.5 hectares. And it is $1.2 million. Other fields of note include fields 20, which is 5.3 acres, $140,000. Field 34, $207,000. Field 7, $1.3 million. So no, Field 7 is, interesting enough, bigger than Field 4, according to this information, although it really doesn't look like it on the map. Now, there are some other buildable areas on the map. We've got one here by Field 49, $94,000. We have one up here by Field 4, $115,000. We have one over here by the animal dealer, $117,000. And one down here by Field 11 for $162,000. Now you can buy the quote-unquote unbuyable land for $510,000. That includes all of the sell points and some other areas. There are a few forests on the map. This one over here to the west is nearly $1 million, $998,000. The one to the north is $1.2 million. And let's go ahead and take a look at our additional crops. This map includes all of our standard crops available to us here on Farm Sim 19, as well as carrots, coffee, onions, millet, mustard, sorghum, tomatoes, rye, and rice. Take a look at our custom soil map. And she's the busy one. Woo-wee, look at this thing. You're pretty much assured to have every soil type on every field. The way it looks. Like, we took the soil map and tossed it into a shaker and just give it a good shake. And maybe stirred it up too. Take a look at our prices screen. You see we have two main sell points. The bulk of our grain and root crops. We also have a sell point for our eggs and milk at the dairy. We have a sell point for cotton and wool. We do have a wood chip sell point. It's a sawmill. We do not own the biogas plant. We can sell our silage, hay, straw, and grass at Kiwi bale sales. We do have a sell point for manure and slurry. Our additional crops are also sold at the Clive warehouse and Napier Farmers Market. And there we go. It does look like I forgot to activate the straw harvest add-on, but typically the barn sell point is where you're going to be able to sell those pellets. So that would be the Kiwi bale sales. You do start out with a decent list of starting equipment. And I will say that if you start on Farm Manager or start from scratch, none of this is here. All of it is owned. None of it is leased. We do not have any animals that start, and we do have contracts available to us on the map. Now let's go ahead and take a look at that starting fleet, because there's something important to note with this starting fleet. For the Case 7250 Pro and the New Holland T6 125. So our tractors range in horsepower from 125 to 261, with a Warrior Semi, as well as the Massey Ferguson Activa 7347S harvester. Then we have the Terados T440. Now this one is modded because you'll notice it is also capable of harvesting tomatoes, carrots, and onions. We also have the Load King Distinction semi-trailer, the AgriLiner TKD 302 trailer, the Free Flow 25-foot grain header for the Massey Ferguson harvester, the Capello corn header, an 8-row corn header for that same harvester, and we have a tomato header for our Terados. And the reason that's important is one of our starting fields is ready to harvest tomatoes right out the gate. We have the Agrimaz POH5 plow, the Stara Fox 11 cultivator seeder. Then we have the Stara Series Master 3570 seeder, and it will seed carrots, onions, millet, coffee, mustard, sorghum, rye, and rice. Then we have the Vanderstand Tempo V8 planter, and it will be set up to do sorghum, tomatoes, carrots, and onions. Then we have the Breedall K105 lime and fertilize spreader, the Ponager side mowers and front mower. Then we have the Kuhn GF 8712 tedder, the GA 9531 windrower, Bergman Repex 34S forage wagon. Then we have the Kuhn combo baler and wrapper. Then we have the Joskins water trailer, front loader arms, buckets, pallet fork, bale spikes, a header trailer, weights, and then we move into the placeables. So we have our cow pasture, sheep pasture, and chicken coop. We have a grain silo. Then we have some sheds and our electric fence gates and farmhouse. Now, as I said, in Farm Manager or Start from Scratch, the only thing you own are these pair of fence gates. Now, if we go to Tools and we go to Beak Technology, this is where we're going to find the custom headers for the Homer Terados mod, carrot header, onion header, potato header, sugar beet header, and tomato header, which we already own. Under placeables, we can indeed buy the custom animal placeables in chicken, cow, and sheep. Miscellaneous, we have the electric fence. You have our choice of silos. We have the grain silo that we start out with that's been set up to take rye, rice, millet, sorghum, tomatoes, carrots, and onions. We have a larger silo and then a silo extension. Under sheds, we do have the modded sheds that we can buy, and we can indeed buy the farmhouse back. Let's go ahead and take a look around the farm here. First, we have our farmhouse. And then we have our custom chicken area. So we have our egg spawn point. We have our chicken buy point. 500 chickens. And then we have our food trough for our chickens. Here we can see some rustic buildings with our farm machinery inside. One of our exits to the farm area. We have our watering hole with our water trailer. We have our cow pen. Open up the electric fence here. We have our manure area, our slurry area. This is our cow delivery area, 500 cows. We have our milk spawn point, and it is already set up with the Lily milk sales machine, it looks like. This typically will spawn in the middle of the milk trigger. It looks like this has already been set up. We have our food trough, and then our water trough is around back. And again, with this explanation, it means that this water pen has been indeed set up to have custom support for the animal pen extension mod. So if we wanted to, we could buy our water piping and sew and have it installed. Then we have our straw trigger. Then we have our custom farm silo right here. We have our dump station and fill station. Our custom large machine shed, old Kiwi farm. And inside here we have our harvesters, header, and semi. And then we have the sheep pen. So once again, we have our electric fence. Here we have the animal dialogue for the sheep, 250 sheep. We have our wool spawn point, our food trough, and our water trough. Now before we get going, I want to go and take a look over here at field 44. This is the field that's been set up with tomatoes ready to harvest. So here we have our tomato crop ready to harvest. Plants look a little bit withered. They say remove tops. Now, I'm not really sure how you would harvest tomatoes IRL, but I do think the Homer Pterodos would probably make tomato paste out of these tomatoes in real life. But we have what we have to work with, and that's what we have to work with, so you can harvest tomatoes on this map. Now what we're going to do is get set up for the fly around the map, and take a look at various points of interest. Then we'll settle back down at the shop and drive around to the sell points. Let's get a little bit of altitude as we look south on the map. And we'll rotate to the right. We are fairly close to the map border where we start. And you can see the map border is that tree line there. We don't have too bad of a map distance there with the various colors. Imagining fields off in the hills. We are looking to the north. Now looking over towards the east of the map. We've got this predominant river kind of cutting across to the northern edge of map, northern area. Shop is directly in front of us there. And the way we have to get out of here is through one of the various bridges. There's a few bridge crossings the river here. Here is one of those. And there's a few further up. Now, something to note right here is, well, drivers, beware. They're a little crazy. In fact, we've got this car that nearly made it into the river. This car, well, I guess it never made it outside the where it crashed. It's kind of just sitting here and rusting, but at any rate, we've got one of our forested areas here to the right, our sawmill over here with our log and wood chip sell point. We have our animal dealer and one of our sell points, one of the building areas directly above that. We're going to make our way over here to the wool sell point, and what we're going to kind of see here with these fields, they can be fairly easily merged together because all the roads are just dirt painted on the ground. So it would just be removing some trees and then plowing the fields together. We wanted to merge those fields. Here we have our wool and cotton sell point. Another buildable area. So overall, this could easily accommodate 4 to 5 players on a multiplayer. Now, I think maybe Kaz64 might have missed putting a sell point here. This is part of the unbuyable land, but there is no detectable sell trigger down there at the grate, and obviously we don't see an icon showing up here, so there might be a map update to correct that. Here we have the dairy for eggs and milk. We have our biogas plant, and what would be noted about the biogas plant is you're going to have to put down your own bunkers if you wish to compact silage here at the biogas plant, because none exist. But we have our digestate trigger right there, and then we have our digester in the ground. This mill, we have Napier's Farmers Market. It's one of the 2 main grain sell points. And the other main grain sell point is Clive Warehouse, which is directly in front of us here. And again, we have another large buildable area kind of right there by that particular sell point. Most of the other stuff here runs along the river. We have bale sales, diesel sales, so it looks like a sell point for fuel maybe, or fuel station, and then the shop. So over here at the Kloss dealership, we have our customized sell, repair, and trade trigger. Partially inside, partially outside of the door. We have our shop icon inside of here. And then as far as vehicle spawn point, well, you can see it right there. I feel like I'm a dwarf in the land of giants. That's where the doorknob is. Alright, here we have a very large area for our vehicles to spawn in at. Should have no problem whatsoever in buying large equipment or buying a lot of equipment in order to get your farms going. I think what I'm going to do is jump across the water here. And head over to the sawmill. Fairly densely populated forest. I do like the fact that we've got grass and shrubbery growing down here on the forest floor. We have our wood chip sell point. Our log sell point is indeed in the log pond. So don't lose your trailer down there. I think what we'll do is head back across the river. And we'll hit Clive's Warehouse when we get around to the other side of the map. Here we have a dump station. What parts say is you? So we have the Parliament Promise Manure. So this is going to be where we're going to sell our manure and slurry. Parliament Promise. That's where you sell your poo-poo. Oh boy. I could say so much more. At any rate, here we have the animal dealer. Right here. And then we have a sell point for Luca's All You Got. Now, Luca's All You Got. That one's kind of interesting. Luca's All You Got will take silage. And that's it. But we have seed, fertilizer, lime, herbicide. Makes you think. Makes you think that maybe Lucas All You Got is going to take something else. Let's just try. So let's load this bad boy up with fertilizer. Just see what happens. See if Lucas All You Got is all about it. Cha-ching! Lucas will take all you got and give you money for it. And as we said in the fly around, we do have a large buildable area just above those two sell points. Now we're going to head down to Hastings Wool. We'll just use the in-cab perspective just to get a little bit of a lay of the land. The map is not flat, but is also not super hilly. Should be fairly easy with respect to the horsepower requirements on machinery and such. And like I've already observed, all of the roads are painted roads. So very easily to just plow up to create fields and completely redesign the field layout and the field themselves by clearing your trees and then merging them together, should you so wish. So over here on the left, we do have the wool sell point. And again, we did have a buildable area. Also over here. So wool and cotton are sold here. The buildable area is over here to our right. The area that looks like a sell point but doesn't have a sell point trigger associated with it, at least not yet, is over here to our left. And then just north of that we have the dairy. Maybe that sell point, they went out of business. I don't know. We have our dairy for our eggs and milk. one of our 2 grain sell points right here. Our dump station. Oh my gosh, they drive on the wrong side of the road. What is the world coming to? We have our bale sell point over here on the right. Right through here. Be very careful coming through here with any sort of trailer that tips up. That's just a little hint. And then we have our fuel station. This is kind of an interesting setup. Russian pumps. Still, really like this. Really nice setup here. Now, let's see. What does def and diesel sales? Interesting. Def and diesel sales. I didn't know you could make diesel here, but apparently you can sell it. Interestingly enough. Now let's go ahead and double back to the biogas plant. And then the last sell point on the block. Play a little chicken, chicken, chicken with the AI cars. Although I have been told that they never seem to flinch. Maybe that's what happened to that car that's almost in the water. Maybe that was the maybe that was a previous map reviewer that played chicken going the wrong way down the road and got knocked off. So, run and around we go. Find the entrance to the biogas plant we go. So we have a fairly large area to place placeable bunkers, should we so wish, over here. We have an in-ground digester. Those are always fun. And then we have our digestate trigger right there. And then we need to find a bridge to head over to Clive's, which is the final sell point. Looky there, bridge. You guys, I wonder how many more maps are coming out for Farm Sim 19. We're down to, I think it's 12 weeks. Somewhere between 11 and a half and 12 weeks as of the creation of this video for Farm Sim 22's release. So I wonder how many more maps are out there to be released in the final months of FS19. So here we have final grain sell point here on the map. And right around there, here, we do have that other large buildable area. And I believe there's one more buildable area over here on this side of the river. Take this road and run along the river's edge. seems the northern part of the map might be the more hillier part of the map. So at the starting farm area, there are 3 buildable areas here north of the river. And there we go. So guys, that is Old Kiwi Farm. Let me know in the comments, what do you all think of the map? What do you think of the map having all the various multi-fruits, including tomatoes? And until next time, happy farming.